Hello everybody and Happy New Year's to all of you. I hope that you've enjoyed a fantastic break over the festive season and would like to welcome you back to trading. Welcome back to the trading screens. I'm looking forward to a big year in 2011 and I hope that these videos from Iced Commentary will assist your trading in some way this year. Let's start with the dollar index here. Just have a look at the big picture view, and what I've decided to do is to start with my monthly approach going down to the lower time frames and really just to look at the big picture view here from the top down. And I've taken away all of the lines and all of the analysis I had from last year and decided to start with a clean slate here on the dollar index. So if we can look at the monthly chart for the dollar index, what we can, the first thing we should see is that we've got clear support down here. This level is around about 75, so it's maybe a little bit higher as well on some of those touches. But around about 7,500, we've got some major support down there. We've got many bounces off that level. If we just zoom out, we'll see that the dollar has been declining quite steadily for quite some time. But then coming in here, we've started to really find some good, strong support. To come back up near the top of this range, now it's hard to really pinpoint an exact area, but to come up around about this kind of zone is quite a big move back up. So if we can even get back up and test 90, this upper level here on the monthly chart, that's a pretty good move to the upside we're talking about. Certainly a 10% plus move from where we are now. And this monthly chart is starting to look to me like that's what will happen. I would like to see, just based on candlesticks, I'd like to see a break up through this big month's high. And that'll be a good sign of a good push up. And that's what I'd really be looking for in January. Already we've had a good run up in January. So this is the January monthly bar. We are only midway through Jan. Not even that, but yet the month is looking strong. If we can push up through that high, that'll just be an extra confirmation for me. And I'm expecting price to be pushing back up. And once it gets up there, we'll start to assess where it might go next. But that's what I'm expecting to happen for the first part of this year based on the monthly chart. Having a look at the weekly chart, and you'll see that we have been downtrending. So we were downtrending here. We made a lower low, a lower high, a lower low. We came down and tested this equal low down here. But then here what happened is we came up, we looked bearish. And at this particular moment I was bearish, where we had this red candle, bearish candle, we broke down through it. But what happened is we've rejected that. We've started to really, what looked like it should have been a continuation of a downtrend, has started to look very bullish in here. And we'll come down to lower time frames in a minute on a daily chart and assess exactly what happened in here on the price action. But it was, technically it should have gone short here, but in fact the dollar index has rallied and it's pushed back up now. And again, I'd just like to see it break up through these highs, similar to what I wanted to see on the monthly chart. But even before that happens, it does look very bullish. This candlestick here, we had a big red bar, then a big green engulfing bar on the way back up, is a very strong sign. We had a very bullish week last week on the dollar. And this is looking very positive for a move to the upside. It's still slightly early days in terms of we haven't actually broken up yet, but it's starting to look like the beginnings of a new uptrend. Coming right down to the daily chart just to really have a look at what happened here. And again, we were starting to uptrend. We started to look a little bit bearish for a minute there. What the date was, the 14th of December, we started to look a little bit bearish there for a moment, but actually completely rejected. And then again we came down, the bears had another go at making new lows, but we completely rejected. Look at how we formed support at 79, where it was previous resistance, then becoming support again, and becoming support again. And now we're pushing back up and we've actually broken up through this previous high here. And we've made a new high now. So this is, again, the daily chart is starting to look very bullish to the upside. Starting to really show, what we should really be thinking about here is who is in control, the bulls or the bears. That's the question we always want to be asking. And this right now, there's no doubt about it, the bulls are in charge of that daily chart at this precise moment in time. Now we've had a pretty good run. That was a pretty big week last week. So this week will be interesting to see if we can really follow through with that. Even though we've had a good run, I am swaying to the side that I think we will. Of course, any good move can have a bit of a pullback first, but within this week or the week after, I'd be liking to see the dollar index up above 82 and looking for a push on. Now we have to retrace, just like every good move up and every good move down, we'll have pullbacks counter trend, but I'm expecting this move to follow through before having a little bit of a pullback and then continuing on looking for that big monthly move. Now let's just quickly have a look at some of the major spot currencies just to see how these line up with that. If we just come to dollar Swiss, it's a good one to look at simply because it is so highly correlated to the dollar index. And what I really like about this, if we just come and look at the weekly chart here, is a similar pattern whereby we've seen this big engulfing pattern. We were moving down, we've got this bearish weekly candle, then a big bullish weekly candle completely engulfing last week's candle, and also we have bullish divergence on the indicators. So see how here as price made lower lows, MACD and RSI both made higher lows, followed by this big bullish candle. I'm looking for a move back up, at least up towards that parity level and beyond on dollar Swiss. Lastly, let's just have a quick look at euro dollar and see how this one looks. Very, very similar in terms of it should be polar opposites, and it very much is. Let's start with a monthly chart. This is similar to the dollar index in terms of dollar index looking bullish, euro dollar looking bearish, therefore backing that up. We've got significant lower highs and lower lows on the monthly chart. Red candle breaking down through that low already on euro dollar. That's a good sign. That's what I wanted to see happen on the dollar index. It's already happened here on euro dollar, and it's looking for, projecting a test down around this 1.2 level again, and perhaps lower. So euro dollar looking very bearish there on the monthly chart. Coming to the weekly, same kind of thing as dollar index again. It was starting to uptrend, and then we had this very bullish candle. We had a moment there where the market should have gone higher, but in fact completely and utterly rejected that, now broken down through 1.3 and looking bearish to the downside. And then the daily chart very much now having put in lower highs and lower lows and looking to continue lower. Now this has again moved a long way. Anything that's moved that way, that fast, that quick, is due a bit of a pullback. I'm expecting though that this week we might follow through with that before pulling back soon after that. So I'm looking for this continuation to the downside in euro dollar as well, and that's very much those charts backing up what I'm expecting to happen on the dollar index for a continuation to the upside for the first couple of months at least of this year. Hope that helps everybody. Happy trading, and let's see how the charts develop.